The following podcast has been rated Listener MA. It contains strong language, violence, adult situations, nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Sportscast. I am your host. My name is Scotty Gurman. Alongside me, as usual, I have two excellent stand-up comedians from here in the Wichita area. First, we have the 1984 Kingman County T-Ball Defensive Player of the Year award winner, Mr. Jeremy Joseph.
Oh my God, I cannot believe I am talking to Scotty Gurman. My friends are never going to believe this. I want your autograph before I leave.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. And also, we have another excellent comedian. We like to call him the Wreck, Mr. Derek Alders.
Happy birthday, Scotty.
It's not my birthday.
Oh, well, happy late birthday.
No.
Early birthday.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
It's one of those. It's either right on time, early, or late.
Yeah.
He's close. I ain't going to lie. He's close. Birthday podcast is coming up before too long.
Oh, is it?
I'm going to have to miss that one.
Yep, I'm out. Hard no.
Both of you are dicks.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you guys tuning in for the very first time, this is a podcast loosely about sports. It's mainly a comedy podcast where we like to take jokes about sports a little too far and even jokes that are not about sports. And if vulgar language makes you squeamish, you are in the wrong place. So like we always do, let's do a week recap. Jeremy?
Well, I had a pretty uneventful week. My wife had been out of town. She was in Sin City, which is what I like to call Cincinnati. Nobody else calls it that, by the way, including people in Cincinnati. But then this last Sunday was her birthday, and she decided she wanted to go out and eat. So we went to Kobe's Japanese Steakhouse.
Is it Kobe's or Kobe's?
Kobe's. Trust me, she's Japanese.
That's
she knows.
right, I forgot.
My favorite basketball player is Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Colby.
Here, he's
Colby.
like a snake
Isn't
or
it Colby
something.
Bryant?
It's Colby.
Colby Bryant, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, for people who are not familiar with this place, it's one of these, they call it a hibachi restaurant where they cook the food in front of you, and the chef does all the twirling around of his spatulas and knives.
You can catch a shrimp right in your mouth.
Fuck yeah! An unfiltered one. They call that a crawfish.
Yeah, it's deveined, not deveined. Not deveined.
Wow. Still got the tail on it.
Yeah, and the turds.
Just like Scotty's sister. Anyways, so anyway, the place is exceedingly Japanese, and it provides one of my favorite experiences in the world, which is watching dumb people do cultured things. You'll run into it almost every time you go to this place, and this place was beautiful. This fucking guy sits down because they cook the food in front of you, so they need to fill up as many tables. So you can't just, like, if you're with two, you're going to wind up eating with people you don't know.
Right.
And so they set us down with three other couples because 8 people sit around this thing.
Math and stuff.
Yeah, Asians do it real well. That's how I learned. That's what I learned while I was there was math. Anyways, this
Carefully,
guy who's
you're not going to get on
sitting-
SNL.
I know it.
Right.
This guy who was sitting directly across from me was the dumb guy. Big, burly fucking... He was in his early 30s, I would say.
Yeah.
But big, burly, had a big fucking beard and a Western-style shirt and a fucking cowboy hat. Not that it matters, but fucking gun strapped to his hip. It's like he got one of those kiddie cowboy sets with the cap guns, only he got it in adult size, and he had to go out all dressed up.
Nice.
This guy, the entire time, you could just tell by his demeanor, he had the attitude of, what the hell is this? What the fuck is going? I thought we was going to a goddamn steakhouse. What the fuck? You could just tell he was looking at his wife, and he sat there, arms crossed the whole time. Anyway, about $10 of your bill that you get there, you're paying for the show that the chef puts on. All right. And the chef that we had, I've had some great ones. This guy was he was average, but
Okay.
even the average ones are pretty fucking good.
Right.
Right. And the food was really good, but like he was a little bit sloppy. Like at one point, they fry the rice up in front of you.
Yeah, sure.
And he like spatulas it in the bowl real fast and like puts it down on your plate, and it kind of tipped over on my wife's plate, but it was still on the plate. It didn't make a mess.
Yeah.
Right. But when that happened, he was like, right. And then later on, the couple who was sitting beside him, one got scallops and one had shrimp. And he gave the one who ordered shrimp, started putting scallops on his plate. And they're like, oh, no, those go to her. And he's, oh, sorry, and scoops it to the other plate. And this guy, no sarcasm in his voice, just goes, you know, if you'd quit fucking playing around and concentrate more on cooking us dinner, maybe that kind of shit wouldn't happen. You already spilled her rice over there. Quit fucking around, man.
Oh God.
It's like, dude, this is what he does. He fucks around. I mean, we're paying to watch this guy fuck around. You came to the wrong place if you
Jesus
didn't want to
Christ.
see that shit. And I just so loved. I got a picture of the guy. I don't want to put it on Facebook or anything, but he didn't ask for that. He didn't give me permission for that. But I want to.
Yeah.
But he really looks like Bluto from the fucking Popeyes cartoons.
He kinda- he kinda did.
If he put on cowboy garb.
Just in case he listens to this show, we know who you are.
Fuck you, dude. That's what I had to say. Just maybe if you'd quit playing around and focus more on cooking the fucking food, maybe that kind of shit wouldn't happen.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. How about you there, Derek?
Well, I had an interesting weekend, actually. I bought a new cowboy hat, and I went to this hibachi place. It was delicious, but this guy kept fucking around. If he just cooked the food, he wouldn't have fucked up so much. No. Seriously, though, I did have an interesting week. I didn't realize. I thought I was done growing, apparently, but my penis grew 4 inches.
That's awesome. So
Yeah, it happened yesterday. I woke up like normal. No morning wood or nothing. Not yet. And then I see on the news that KU got in trouble, and instantly 4 inches right up in the air. And it was a great
all
day.
four, huh?
All four. Shot right into space.
No shit.
Yeah, 6 to midnight like no other. Those were, and I want to clarify, those were 4 that weren't there the day before.
Oh,
Nice.
So, and I know that you gain an inch of your penis for every 10 pounds you lose, but I didn't lose 40 pounds. So, yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah, we will get to that a little bit later. Obviously, this is a sports
Derek's
show.
penis?
Yes, Scotty lost a bet.
No,
Wow.
no, that's not going to happen.
A Litsky Award.
I was looking down here.
That's what I'm calling my penis from now on.
Oh, I thought you were going to put the shot collar on it.
No.
Because honestly, I thought maybe it would make my dick look a little tougher if I put like a studded leather collar on it, like get one for a Chihuahua or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a goldfish.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe I could get some goldfish crackers and just put
Maybe.
them down there. Maybe more chicks would go down there. Your sister would be down there for sure.
She'd be down there if it was covered in warts or something. That'd be. She doesn't care.
Yeah, she already is.
Oh, okay. All
They're
right.
not warts, they're speed bumps, Scotty.
That's disgusting.
She knows where I got them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to start the show with my weekend. I had a
Nobody cares, Scotty. All right,
I
on
know.
to sports.
Out of all the people, you guys,
I do care. Each week,
Jeremy
I hope
cares, but you're just going to be pissed over there.
I can tell you what it wasn't: shaving.
No, it sure wasn't shaving. No, I did not shave.
Yeah, by the way, your fly's open.
Okay, that's fine. I don't even have pants that have a fly.
You're getting ready to say I don't even have pants on. That's what you were getting ready to say.
No, I do have pants on. But the Cardinals clinch a postseason berth. Isn't everybody excited?
Yeah.
They went to Wrigley, and on Thursday, it was the top of the 8th, and they were down by 1, and they ended up winning the game in the top of the 8th. They scored 2 runs, win the game. Friday, same damn thing, just different day. Down 1, top of the 8th. They hit, what was it, 2 dingers, I think, in that no? That was the next day, I'm sorry. But yeah, every single game, all 4 games, they were going into the top of the 8th or later, down by 1 run. They came back and they won.
That's like bragging that you outran a kid with Down syndrome. Who gives a shit?
still-
Congratulations on hitting home runs off the worst bullpen in the major league.
Kimbrel, though, they hit
His
two-
garbage, his
two-
ER.
I know,
He's already
it's
given
bad.
up more home runs this year than he did last year,
I
and he
know.
didn't sign till June.
I know.
And he spent time in AAA.
That is the first time that the Cardinals have swept the Cubs in Wrigley since 1921.
Yeah,
This
That's
this
crazy.
answers a lot of questions for me that you think this is what you did over the weekend.
No,
You-
I was a
you don't
part
play
of it.
for 'em, dude.
I was rooting for him.
You were in
I was
there
that
fucking
corner.
Kirk Gibsoning around second.
No,
I got curious on was it Sunday?
And
I
fucked the
pulled
guy?
up. No. Fucked her mom.
You didn't get by curious, huh?
I pulled up ticket prices on StubHub for that last game at Wrigley, and they were going for $8.
oh god,
Bleacher seats were $8 if you wanted to sit right behind the Cubs dugout, which are usually $200-300 on StubHub. $60.
oh wow.
I've never seen $8 tickets. Today they're playing in Pittsburgh. The Cubs are, and they're $4 to get in the
Wow.
game. $4 or $5. Yep.
Jeez.
On StubHub. You
So
can't give
are
them
the
away.
Cubs mathematically eliminated then?
They will
Not-
be.
They
here
will be
soon.
quick.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe
4 out with 6 to play.
yeah. It's just
4 out from the
doesn't
wild
look
card?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is basically what we're going to get to right now, especially with the wild card race tightening up.
So did the Cardinals clinch the division?
They have not
just the
clinched the
postseason
division,
spot?
just the post season spot. They have clinched. Currently, right now, Milwaukee is 3.5 games behind. Chances are,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen, but they still could happen.
They're
but
playing well without Yelich.
Milwaukee is, yes.
I thought once Yelich went down, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got to give you credit where credit is due. You said, well, technically you said all of the wild card teams are going to come out of the NL East. They're not. We're going to have the Brewers in there. That's going to be the wild card team out of the NL Central. And I thought maybe the Central would actually take up both spots, but the Cubs are 4 games behind.
I knew they weren't going to. I knew the Cubs weren't
You
gonna
were
do it.
right, dude. You were right on the money as far as the pitching staff goes. I didn't realize they were that bad.
Like, what was it, a
Darvish.
month ago? A month and a half ago? They were like a 96% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like a month ago.
Yeah, and then it just got, nosedive. And the funny thing to me, and not to you, but the thing that I noticed was Darvish had like a 2 to 3 hit game going into the top of the 9th one game, and he had the lead.
He struck out over 10 hitters like his last 3 or 4 starts.
Yeah, and ended up getting pulled, but he ended up getting the loss because of the 2 runs scored so late in the game. And that's just you're right, man.
There's not
The
there's
pin
not
is
anybody
bad.
good in that pin. Not one. I would trade that whole pin for a sandwich.
Jesus.
That pin is awful.
I do like sandwiches.
Okay, that's fair.
Sandwich sounds good right now.
But currently, Cardinals are on a 6-game winning streak.
I would trade that
they're gonna do
bullpen
it,
for an Impossible Burger, and fuck those things.
What kind of sandwich would you trade for? I mean, if you had your dream sandwich.
My dream sandwich?
Dream sandwich.
Oh, God. There's a place back home called La Gondola, and they have torpedo sandwiches, and it sounds the most basic thing ever. It is like ham, salami, American cheese, and lettuce, and it's on like this homemade sweet bread, and that bread is the best thing in the world. They're fucking huge. They're like 14-inch long sandwiches. They're subs. That's my favorite sandwich ever.
Bread gets overlooked, but bread is the key to a good sandwich.
It is.
The quality of bread that you get, if you
Right.
can find a good sandwich. Oh shit!
Well, it doesn't everybody know? Does you guys go to the Subway every once in a while? Everybody like,
What do you get there? Sandwich?
well, duh.
Okay.
But when everybody walks in, I've heard people say they like, you're such a dick. I've heard people walk in and say, God, it just smells so awesome in there, but my sandwich never smells like that. It's like, yeah, numbskull, it's the bread that you smell. And it's all the combinations of the bread that you smell. That's the best part of the sandwich.
Well, it's the bread baking.
That.
Yeah. It's,
All right, we'll be right back with more Sandwich Hour on
Sorry,
the
my bad.
Unfiltered Sportscast.
Moving on, let's go to the American League.
my favorite sandwich would be between both your moms.
True. Going back to the New York Yankees, Minnesota, and Houston are currently in the lead for the American, the American side, and then you have Oakland and Tampa Bay in the wild card right now, and Cleveland is only a half game back with 5 or 6 to play. So do you think Cleveland makes it? With Oakland, Oakland's probably going to get it. I got to see them play in Texas. I think they're good enough. I think they'll eventually.
Oakland's a solid team.
Yeah.
What's the schedule?
Man, no, you're going to make me do this shit.
Well, you asked me the question. I need to know the schedule.
Well,
If Oakland's playing the Yankees and the fucking Royals are playing Cleveland, then I would say Cleveland.
That is fair. Let me see. We'll get here to. Not there. My bad. We'll go to Oakland.
Well, let's stay here. I don't want to go to Oakland. I don't want to get stabbed.
That ain't no shit.
Jesus Christ. They're
fuck
they're
are
pissed
they?
about
Yeah.
the Raiders.
Yeah.
Wear your fucking We the North jersey there.
Well, they're playing the Angels. That's what they're on schedule to do.
Okay.
Is
Oakland
play-
is?
Yeah, Oakland's going to play the Angels. It looks like and then they play the Mariners.
All right. And what about Cleveland?
We'll go back to Cleveland. God damn! I wish
That's
my
a
touch
Troutless Angel team too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Trout's out for the year.
Indians play the Sox.
Yeah.
White or red?
White.
Oh,
I think the Indians got a shot.
yeah.
I do too.
But the Sox are worse than the Mariners are.
And for what it's worth, as we are recording in the top of the third inning, Cleveland Cleveland is in Chicago, but they are up 5-0. Mm-hmm. So
I'm going to say I'm pulling for Cleveland.
I kind of want Cleveland too.
Who is the other team?
Oakland A's and Tampa Bay.
Tampa's
Tampa
already
Bay.
locked, right?
No.
Tampa's not locked?
No, they're not locked.
Who's Tampa got?
Tampa Bay has.
Because they could be playing Yankees.
They are playing the Yankees right now.
Ooh.
Ooh, hang on a second here, kids.
How far ahead are they in that wild card race?
On the wild card, Tampa Bay is the current first team out, so they are.
They're half game up on the Indians.
They're half game up on the Indians.
I would say it'd be
I would
Oakland,
say
and
Oakland and
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
then.
Oakland
Yeah.
and Cleveland's probably going to end up taking it. God damn it! That means Yasiel Puig's going to be in the fucking playoffs. Mm-hmm. Shit.
I like Puig.
I know you do. I think he's a fucking asshole. And speaking of
But you
assholes,
think Derek's an asshole, so
yeah,
that would explain a lot.
You know, those are my mother's dying words.
But speaking of assholes, guess who is not going to be in the playoffs?
You.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
I don't play baseball anymore.
Well, you swept over the weekend. You were playing.
We swept.
Yeah.
I was cheering really fucking hard, okay?
There's like 22 teams that aren't going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's something like that. Math.
Yeah.
Okay. Bryce Harper is not going to be in the playoffs, and I'm fucking ecstatic. Manny Machado is also not going to be in the playoffs, and I am ecstatic. Two assholes don't make the playoffs, and they were the most expensive fuckers over the offseason.
Yeah, the Phillies are kind of hamstrung because they have that Arrieta contract
Yes, they do.
and they have the Harper contract.
Yes, they do.
So they better. Hopefully, their farm system comes up and does something for them here the next couple of years. Because
Yeah.
those are two. You're never going to offload the Harper contract. Arrieta's will expire here in I think a couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years, and then you'll be able to either off him or give him not near as much money because he'll be out of his prime by that point.
Oh, he's gone. Once he's out of Philly, he's probably gone.
You think so?
Yeah, he'll retire.
Okay. But the funniest part about it was the team that Bryce Harper left is going to be in the playoffs.
I think they're a better team without him.
I do too.
Hey, Rendon's always kind of been in the shadows. Rendon is outside of Arenado. Rendon might be the second best third baseman in the National League.
And
the
they've
first
got
base?
a real solid
Thought he was
starting
third base.
lineup too, don't they?
No, I said who's the first best.
Oh, Arenado.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah, Arenado's the best third baseman in the National League.
I agree. And currently, right now, Washington is down against Philadelphia, but it doesn't really.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But Washington's got a real solid starting rotation, don't they?
Scherzer,
Sure, and don't they got
Strasburg.
Strasburg?
Yeah, I don't think he's the same. He's not the Strasburg he was when he came up.
right? So I'm just happy. It makes me extremely happy that the Philadelphia Phillies are not going to make the playoffs, and I call it justice because he's kind of a prick.
Dave Justice?
Huh?
Dave Justice?
No, but he's getting paid all this money,
All
and
right.
like we said, no, shut up. He's getting paid all this money, like we said, and I need to. Ooh,
Dave Justice Braves or Dave Justice?
Jesus Christ, you're thinking out loud now,
Yankees.
dude.
I know.
Fucking put some thoughts together here.
I know.
And let's just say, ooh.
I'm gonna look up because what did you say that Bryce Harper, as a player, his numbers normally are? Do you remember?
Me?
Yeah,
Like 270.
270.
About 25 to 30 home runs.
Right.
And about 80 to 90 RBIs.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now as we speak. Current stats. You normally are better at this shit than I am right
Yeah,
now.
I would say 270, maybe 268.
I don't even know if he...
This really seems like
Shut
this
the
is
fuck
Just
up.
a lot of dead air
You
here.
suck at... you
Let's
suck.
talk more about sandwiches. Jesus Christ.
2019, he is currently hitting 257.
Okay.
He's, let's see, where's his home runs? 33.
33. I said, what, 25 to 30?
Yep. And then, what was the next one? WAR 3.6.
I didn't say WAR.
Oh, you didn't?
No. I said 270, 25 to 30 home runs. I said 265, 270.
Yeah. So he's under that. He's hitting 33 home runs. Slugging percentage 501. Yeah.
RBIs. I said 90. I think that was the other one.
108 is where he's at now.
108. Okay.
Stolen bases 14.
So it's the second time he's had over 100 RBI. First time over 100. I think he had 100 was his high. So he's got a career high in ribbies this year.
Pretty much he's having a subpar year batting average, over par year for home runs. That's pretty much what it is. And that's exactly what you get with Bryce Harper. Do you see the value there?
No.
No, neither do I. That's all I got to say. You wanted to say something about slippery bags. What were you talking about, slippery bags?
Yeah, your sister squirted all over my goddamn cock and made my bag real slippery. The Scott Boras is pissed. Chris Bryant was running to first base yesterday, and it was wet out, and he lunged at the base, slipped on the bag, and sprained his ankle.
Yeah.
X-rays came back negative, so he didn't break anything. I don't think he tore anything, but he sprained it bad. It looked bad when he sprained it. And so now Boras is pissed and saying that because he also, if you remember, Bryce Harper did this. Was it last year? I think he did. When Harper had the same thing, but you don't lunge at the bag.
Right.
That's base running in 101. It's not running. It's not because the bags are wet. Everybody else runs to that base. Everybody does. You run through the base. You don't lunge at it.
Right.
Now, the grounds crew usually does come out and they wet the dirt down around it. But it's usually this time of year, it usually dries up pretty quick. But yeah, you don't, you are much better off just making your normal stride.
Sure.
But it's kind of natural instinct to try to
get there before the throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'd rather you head first slide than lunge the bag.
I do too.
And you're not even supposed to head first slide, really. That's how Javi fucked his thumb up.
Well,
A lot of them are wearing those protective mitts now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the oven mitts. Yeah.
Which I think is kind of stupid. I never had a problem sliding into a goddamn base.
That's because you
just
never got on base.
No, I
It
got
is,
on
but
base
when
a
you got
lot.
your leadoff hitter sitting on the bench because he's got a jammed fucking thumb, that
I guess I was taught differently how to slide for a fucking base.
Well, they say
they were taught
close-handed or
good.
something. Is that what they say? Or,
No, not necessarily. You just don't. I don't know. You don't be stupid.
right.
I mean,
But these guys are running much faster and
I will say
sliding more
I will say that's
aggressively
probably true.
than what we ever thought about doing.
Probably they're definitely faster.
well, and you are a former defensive player of the year.
Absolutely. Fuck, I was diving all over the place. I had to start wearing shin guards and fucking
football pads.
yeah.
The kicker style football pads.
I never left the house without a helmet. My parents insisted.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yeah. You
Okay.
can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
All right, but we will move on from baseball and get to, in me and Derek's opinion, probably some of the most exciting news of the week.
What the fuck? Why am I left out of this?
Because you don't,
I'm never a part of the show.
listen. I understand that we live in Kansas. Okay, we live here,
What?
but
When did this happen?
every day it happens. Every day you wake up in Kansas. But
Boy,
Derek,
if I ever needed a reason to kill myself.
you hate him probably just as much as we do. But there's a certain, I don't know, what do you want, vitriol that we have for the university?
It's my least favorite team ever.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too.
All right.
But the KU basketball, well, it's actually KU as a university is being.
Yeah, but
in
mainly
some deep
basketball.
the mainly basketball
and some football.
Some football from last year. So Les Miles not involved in this whole ordeal, but they are basically given I don't even know how many accusations of of cheating for paying players, but
over years and years
and years. And there was somebody who did a go fuck yourself on this particular topic, wasn't there?
That was me.
Oh, I'll be goddamn. Hey,
Yeah.
what were some of the accusations that they had in that particular pile of shit that they gave KU on Monday morning?
On Monday morning, it was the text messages
Yep.
from one of the Adidas reps saying that, specifically referencing DeAndre Ayton and how they missed out on that, and they were going to have to do whatever it took to get, I believe, Zion, whatever it took to land Zion Williamson,
Did they get him?
money-wise.
No, they didn't.
No.
Somebody else paid more.
And I mean, just over the years, the DeSouza thing, which I think, and it wasn't only the SATs. I don't know if it got paid, but there was discussion. I think of a $20,000 payment to DeSouza, and then the Billy Preston thing that's out there.
Yep.
Which who never even did get to play for him. He was suspended for the whole year and then went to the draft, I think.
Yeah.
So those were the three big ones.
And then they also and D'Souza is supposed to be playing this coming season
was
because they
declared
appealed.
eligible. Yeah.
He's declared eligible. So he missed all of last season, was supposed to miss all of this season, but they bitched and moaned and they got their way, which is kind of normally how KU does things.
Right.
So
Self said now he's going to fight this. He's gotten charged with lack of institutional control, which on my Go Fuck Yourself, if you listen to it, I specifically said that he keeps claiming deniability. And it's your assistants are doing this. You have to know what your assistants are doing. There's no way they're doing
Yes.
this shit behind your back.
that's correct.
As the head coach, you are the administrator. You are people work under you. You're responsible for their actions.
and,
right.
and that is exactly what he got charged with,
Right.
which makes me so happy.
But what other choice does he have? He keeps on saying, "Oh,
Well,
we're going
yeah,
to fight
he's not
this."
going to come out and admit it.
No, absolutely not. You don't have another choice. But the article that I read today was basically the NCAA, the pile of shit that they just served the University of Kansas on this basically points directly to Bill Self and basically it says, "You cheated, we know you cheated, and we want you out of basketball." That was basically what it said. And that's why he has to fight it, because if he doesn't try, he's gone.
I honestly don't think, and I wasn't a Roy Williams fan either, but I don't think Roy Williams did that at KU.
I would like to think that he didn't.
I don't think he did. I mean, you look at the high-profile guys he had. He had Nick Collison and Heinrich and guys like, I mean...
Did he have... No, he didn't have Chalmers, did he? Yeah, he had Chalmers. Yeah,
Chalmers.
Chalmers. Yeah.
Oh,
No. Oh, no.
Was that
I don't
like
think
right
he did.
along
that might have been one of
cusp?
Self's first
guys?
recruits.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, and this is the thing. I bet you, I would bet that we would freak the fuck out if we knew just how many teams did this shit.
I don't think he'd
And-
freak out.
Oh,
We know the ones that do. I mean,
bet
North
you-
Carolina, Kentucky, Duke.
Yeah.
I bet you it happens way more than we realize.
Yeah, but what pisses me off about everything is that the people that are being accused, and now it's known now that KU is doing some shady shit. And the defense for everybody that's sitting there behind him and going, well, everybody else does it. It's like, okay, fine, you just admitted guilt.
Yeah.
And you're basically saying it's okay because everybody else does it. And that's a bullshit fucking reason for doing something if you're not supposed to do it.
Where I think this gets bad for Self is the FBI was involved in the
Yeah.
questioning of this.
Yeah.
And usually it's just somebody says something and it's just at their word. And these guys were under oath,
Yeah.
like testifying
Yeah.
under oath. And I think that's where it looks
Yeah, the
real
FBI,
bad for Bill Self.
The FBI does not investigate things that aren't criminal in nature. I mean, that is first and foremost what they do. They're a police.
That's their
they're
job.
a federal police
Right.
agency. So this is not just a NCAA monitored thing here. And I think that probably every coach is guilty of some recruiting violations just because the rules for it are so specific and
Right.
so nuanced, and some of them are self-contradicting that if you follow one, you're breaking another. As far as like how many calls or personal visits or texts and emails in a certain period of time that you can give to recruits. And I think most of them are probably guilty at some point or another of breaking a lot of those. But one thing that is very well known and crystal clear is that you or anybody on behalf of the university is not allowed to give these players or their families money
Right.
or gifts.
Yeah.
And I mean,
homes.
there are
where they get around some of it are jobs. They'll give somebody's dad a job as assistant to the trainer, and they're going to pay him $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
Or we have an alumni who's the CEO of this company, and they can get your mom or dad a job working for that company, paying a 6-figure salary.
Yeah.
And they'll be basically filing papers.
Sure. And I know I'm going to get some flack on this. I know, especially Derek and myself. I mean, Derek, you're an Illini fan, but you kind of have some ties to Wichita State. You've been to a couple of games with me, and I'm a diehard Wichita State fan. But if I found out that we have consistently been doing this over the last several years, I would be so fucking pissed off at my university, my team, because I'm not a cheater, and you've just basically called me out for it. And I know that banners are going to come down if it is confirmed. I have a feeling
Their
that
Final Four from 2 years ago
is
that'll
coming
come
down. That'll come down. And I don't know. Maybe their national championship will come down if it goes back far enough, if they have proof of it.
They were on probation, I think, that year.
Correct. So if a lot of this stuff happens and you keep on saying, oh, well, it's still, the ghost of it is still up there. We know that we won, kind of bullshit. I disagree. I think that taints the university, and I honestly think that you're going to have a lot of backlash from that for the University of Kansas and their basketball organization. I just do.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Bill Self's gone.
You think so?
This
is going to take several months.
It's probably going to be by the end of next season.
It might even take years. But
it could.
But the thing about what it really restricts, once a team gets found with these violations, if they go on probation, the things that it restricts: television coverage, number of scholarships that they can give out. It affects other sports programs of that university, which, if Les Miles is trying to build something with the football program,
then
that could really fuck him over.
He's handcuffed.
Yes, very much so.
Yep.
Which I know that the university is counting on that football team to make them a lot of money in the future.
Football makes way more money than
it
basketball.
already does anyway.
Definitely.
But they're counting on Les Miles to build them a contender there and sell out a lot of games, and that might not happen if he can't get his full allotment of scholarships.
That's correct.
It can eliminate them from postseason play.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say they may be barred from the NCAA tournament for however many years.
Those kind of things make you very unattractive to recruits.
That's correct.
They can suspend the coach for up to a whole year per incident, I believe, or per occurrence.
And I believe if that happens, then players who have committed
can
decommit
get out and re-sign with other schools. Absolutely.
Because when Syracuse got in a lot of shit for it back in 2015, and Boeheim imposed his own ban on postseason play because he figured it was coming from the NCAA.
It was coming anyway.
So he imposed his own ban on postseason play for, was it 1 or 2 years?
1 year.
1 year. And then he was suspended 9 games. And Larry Brown was suspended 9 games.
And it might be the best thing that KU could do would be as a preemptive strike to fire Bill Self, just to basically show, hey, look, we're handling this ourselves.
This ain't gonna happen.
But you don't think?
No, they're gonna stick by him.
Nope, they're gonna stick by him until the hammer comes down. And I don't like wishing bad things to happen to good people, but he's a fucktard, and I don't like him, so I hope he goes to hell.
That I always didn't hate him before, but now
knowingly cheated for all of these years. Derek has hated him since he was a head coach for fucking Illinois.
Okay. Good,
and I
good
mean,
for Derek.
No, I'm just saying, like this dude has been cheating for a long time, and
I'm not saying I don't hate him now. I'm saying for a long time he had the wool pulled over my eyes that I thought he was a good guy.
I'm sure he's probably a good person out of that particular arena.
He's a piece of shit.
Oh, is he?
He'll always be a piece of shit in my eyes, 100%.
I bet he beats puppies with kittens.
Maybe.
I don't know. And then he fucks them.
And then he eats them in front of starving children.
Yeah. I don't know.
Cooks them up real nice.
I don't like the guy, and it pisses me off. And you know what? Like I said, if Wichita State's caught cheating, which there was like a $1,500 deal with Van Vliet, and that kind of pisses me off. And I'd like to see the details about it and what it's for, and I'll get pissed about it. And I don't have a problem saying that, but I'm not going to say that it's okay because KU does it to everybody. I'm not saying that. I still think it's wrong. That's not the rules. And if you break the rules, fuck you. That's my point, or that's where I'm standing, anyways.
Yeah.
All right. And that's enough KU bullshit. We're gonna go to the NFL. Hell yeah, we got week 3. How do we all do? I should have taken that fucking Saints game for my lock of the week. God damn it.
I'm glad mine failed. I had the Seattle Seahawks over the Saints as my lock of the week, and I'm glad it didn't happen. I thought it was. I was pretty confident in that. Bridgewater not having a lot of work with the first team and hadn't started at quarterback in fucking how many years. Maybe being skittish off that injury where he almost lost his leg, and I was wrong, but it's a good story. I'm glad to see Teddy come out and do well.
I am too.
I'm not upset. If that was the one where I'm like, if I'm wrong on this, great.
Yeah. I'm pulling for Teddy Bridgewater. I hope he keeps the Saints relevant for however long Drew Brees is out, because if Drew Brees comes back and they are still playoff relevant, look out.
Well, and two,
This
look
fucking carry on. What's his name? The fucking running back.
What? No?
Kamara?
Alvin Kamara?
Or Kamara, I mean. That dude is something else.
He's a fucking beast, dude.
There was one play where, I mean, they had him stopped 5 yards behind the line
of scrimmage, yeah.
Jesus Christ, somehow he popped out of that shit and would not go down.
Yeah.
Got a first down. It was down close to the goal line. He just impressed the fuck out of me.
Yep. No, I am so impressed, and I should have made that my lock of the week. I really like Teddy Bridgewater. Not just, I like him as a dude. He's just a nice guy, and he's going through adversity.
He didn't come out and tear it up, but he did well enough.
Yeah, 177, 2 touchdowns. It's a reputable game.
He did what he needed to do to win. He didn't try to do too much.
And the score of the game tells a different story. The final score is 33-27, and
it was a blowout most of the game.
It was a blowout most of the game. Actually, there's a garbage time touchdown that happened to a tight end, Will Disley from
Seattle.
For Seattle, and that made it closer. But that was like the last play.
I want to say they were up 27-7 or 27-3 at one point.
At one point, yeah. They kind of went into cruise control after that. Moving on, we're going to go to the Titans and the Jaguars. Jags finally get a win against the Tennessee Titans at home. And Gardner Minshew, baby. That's a fucking... Yeah. he got offered some kind of deal with a, I don't know, porno company or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
He's a weird dude.
Doing like naked yoga or something, or naked fitness videos. That's what they wanted him to do.
I'm like,
and he might. He might.
He should.
I mean, he seems like the kind of guy that might.
Totally.
He interviewed wherever he went to college.
Washington.
They interviewed him on the sidelines.
Washington State University.
Dude is fucking weird. I love him.
I love.
I mean, he's got that.
I love the
personality. Guy. I don't know if he's going to hang around. He may be a flash in the pan, but he's got he's as good as you could hope for, given your starter went out week one.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could end up being like the Jeremy Lin of football.
When
Jeremy Lin came out, it was such a great feel-good story, and then he just kind of, and he was good for a year or two, and then just kind of fell off.
Well, and he is. I think that there was a meme that NFL Memes shared, and it was a picture of Baker Mayfield and then Gardner Minshew, and Baker says, "Who are you?" and Gardner Minshew says, "I'm you, just better."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I'm you only stronger.
I'm you only stronger. That's pretty fucking accurate.
Interesting thing about Gardner Minshew.
Okay,
he actually cooked dinner for Jeremy and his wife at Kobe.
He did, yeah. If the guy would have quit fucking playing around. The hell is this?
My prediction holds tight. Marcus Mariota is a terrible quarterback. He went 23 for 40, threw 304 yards, but didn't get a single touchdown. Didn't turn the ball over, though, so that's important. But Gardner Minshew went 20 for 30 for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Honestly, are they going to have a Thursday night game that doesn't suck?
No. No, they all suck. And we'll get to
Thanksgiving
next week.
There'll be 3 of them that'll be good.
Yeah, right. Lions go to Philadelphia and beat the Eagles at home.
The Lions
at home
after beating the Chargers last week.
Exactly.
And I don't know what to make of them. I mean, they're not dominating.
Are they that good? Are they good, or did everybody else just have a bad game? I think going to L.A., beating L.A., and then going to Philadelphia and beating Philadelphia at home, they may actually be the real deal.
They're certainly my surprise team of the year so far.
Absolutely.
Who'd they tie with? I can't remember who they tied.
Shit, that's week 1. Fuck.
So they're undefeated.
Arizona.
They're 2-0-1.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona was who they tied with. I actually did not have to look that up. I got to the certain point, but yeah, Matthew Stafford looks okay. He looks good.
Stafford's not bad.
Yeah.
What surprised me was the year that Calvin left and Stafford had one of his best seasons, like right after Calvin Johnson retired, and I was shocked.
And I'm sorry, the Chargers actually went to Detroit. I better correct myself on there. But still, beating the Chargers, period, holding them to 10 points, I think is what the total.
A lot of people had the Chargers winning the AFC West and being a Super Bowl contender.
I did too.
I did too.
And they got a pretty damn stern defense.
No, they do.
And they sure could compete for the North.
Well, no, they could. I'm pumped for them. I hope they do well.
I got nothing against them.
I
know you do, but
I hope they fucking make the playoffs. I'll be honest with you. I do. I hope they fucking make the playoffs. It'll be the first time in however many
Lions?
years. Yeah, the Lions.
Yeah.
And my underdog team. They're the new Cleveland Browns. New York Jets at New England. 0-3 Jets. 3-0 New England. Anybody surprised?
that was my lock of the week.
14-30. That was your lock of the week?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
fucking cherry picking piece of shit.
Well, Jesus Christ, it was right there on the surface. I wasn't going to take the fucking Cowboys.
Luke fucking Falk. 12 for 22, 98 yards and an interception. That's awful. Now, granted, they're going to hand it off to Lev Bell every single time, but
Sure.
that's just
Well, and
terrible.
he's a
Wonder how happy
stringer?
he is being in New York now.
Lev Bell?
Yeah.
He's probably pretty pissed.
Yeah.
But the team they left ain't doing a hell of a lot better. They're 0-3 too.
No, but you threw that big a fit over contract. Obviously, what's more important, and it was money over winning, because the Jets and the Dolphins. I think are the two worst teams in the league.
I would agree with you there. And then right behind them is the Denver Broncos.
Washington.
I would say Washington is better than the Denver Broncos. Who has a better quarterback? Case Keenum or Flacco?
Washington. I think Keenum's better than Flacco.
Mm-hmm. And that's my differentiator right there.
That's why I think I don't know.
Well, look at the running game. Same thing.
No, you got Geis out for 8 weeks.
Okay. You still have Adrian Peterson.
You have
who's older.
You have Lindsey, who was rookie of the year last year, and then Royce Freeman, who was a first round draft pick.
I don't know.
I hope they play. Do they play this year?
I'm sure they. Nah, I don't know.
I think
That's too much more dead time.
In the Case Keenum is one of those guys. In the 90s, there were a handful of these guys who they were starting quarterbacks around the league, and they just kind of traveled around to different teams. They were good enough to hold a place as a starting quarterback,
sure.
But they were never the solution to anything. They were brought in until the team found a solution.
Brad Johnson,
Sean Salisbury, Bobby Hebert,
Vinny Testaverde.
He was supposed to be.
He was supposed to be great, and then he bounced around to a bunch of different teams.
Yeah.
He was on the Jets.
Yeah,
he was
couldn't
on Dallas.
seem to
He was in Chicago.
He backed up most places, and finally started with Dallas, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to ever bring this motherfucker's name up ever again on the show if I can. And that's Antonio Brown. He did not suit up for the New England Patriots. He was kicked
cut.
off the
He's
team.
been cut.
I don't know if he was by our last show. I think that would have been Friday or
He
Saturday.
got cut Thursday.
Thursday?
It was the next day.
So I'm so done with this motherfucker. I don't ever want to say his name ever again. I hope he just drops off the face of the earth and gets poor.
For those
Seriously.
who don't know, a second allegation.
Second
has
allegation
come
was
up,
come
or a
up.
second person.
Yep.
Because the first person, there was 3 allegations, wasn't there?
Sure, and we even all said we all thought that this was a bogus deal.
I want to clarify. I thought that it was bullshit. I thought the original allegation was bullshit.
Yeah.
Especially when he wouldn't settle out of court for the $2 million, because to me that seems like a principle thing.
Right.
It's the principle of the deal. I'm not going to give this chick my money.
Now I'm starting to think he's psycho.
The second one, and I still don't think he did the first one. The second one, which they dropped all charges on the first one.
They
The
did.
second one, for those that don't know, there was a girl that did an interview with Sports Illustrated. She was hired to paint a mural of him in his bedroom, and
God.
she was going to be paid, I think, $1,000 a day. And he had some friends go pick her up and take her to his house, and she would paint. It was she was like 40% of the way done with the mural after a day or two, and she's down on her knees painting, and he just walks in the room, and he's standing right behind her, and he's got a washcloth over his dick. And at that point, she was pretty much done. She knew it. She ignored it, finished what she was doing that day, and then just never came back. And she didn't want anything. She doesn't want money. She doesn't want anything. She's doing this interview. I don't even think she wanted her name released.
Probably not.
And then the reason he was cut from the Patriots was she was in a group text with him and a couple other people, and it was like GTOH or or something like that. Get the hell out of here, or get the fuck out of here, saying that she needs to be investigated. And they're saying that, and his buddy's like, yeah, I think so too. And she's in this text, and it's the same number from when he messaged her years ago, 3 years ago, when he was doing his painting at his home in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And it's the same number. It's to her, and on her phone, it's from the same number, which was his number. And then he took pictures and sent pictures of her kids. Just some chick trying to get money, trying to feed all her kids. This is her kids. I think we need to invest. It sounded pretty much like he was threatening her kids.
He said, "I hope nothing bad happens to these kids."
Yeah.
Is what the wording that he used. And here's the thing: three conclusions that you can draw here. Either one, he did it. He knows he did it. He knows she can prove it. And he's so fucking desperate that he thought this was his only course of action, was to threaten her. B, he's become such a fucking narcissistic psychopath that he believes he's untouchable.
That's my guess.
Or C, both.
I'm guessing B.
I'm going A and B. I
think
A, B. Yes.
There you go. There you go.
I think he did it, but I think he also thinks he's untouchable. And part of that ego was fed by this bullshit that he conducted himself like a goddamn clown and got everything he wanted.
Yeah.
And that really fed into it. And I think he just really believes he's untouchable.
I don't think he ever plays in the NFL again.
I
don't see it ever
Especially after
He's
he called
poison.
out Robert Kraft.
Yep.
And he called out Ben Roethlisberger. So you're calling out the former leader of your team. The quarterback is the leader of that team. And Ben Roethlisberger, I don't think any of us would argue, is the leader of the Steelers. He has been almost the entire time he's been there.
Yeah.
Outside of that first year or two with Bettis. And then
Has
he calls
not always
out,
been the most honorable man.
No. But he calls out Robert Kraft for the massage thing as well. And I think when you start calling out owners like that, a lot of these guys are like, I don't want this fucking guy on my team anymore. I think he's man-zealed his way out of the NFL.
Yeah, after the way he conducted himself with the Raiders shit, and then this, I think anybody who would even think about picking him up, he's toxic.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is absolutely poison.
There were actually several teams that were interested in him, but they would not budge until they found out the legal ramifications that were coming from what they didn't know, the details that we just talked about of what exactly happened. Now they're gone.
And see,
they're gone.
My opinion of the guy. Okay, I hate saying shit like this because it doesn't always make sense. But you guys not having kids can't fully appreciate this. When you threaten somebody's kid, the love that people have for their kids, like if even to this day, my son is much bigger and stronger than I am, better capable of protecting himself. But if somebody threatened me by using my kid, there is no measure of time fast enough for how quick I would fuck their world all up.
Sure.
And so he's lucky that shit ain't happening. That she's not finding some bad motherfuckers to go find his ass. But what she needs to watch out for is that if this guy really is a fucking sociopath, like what I think he is,
He may come after her.
they don't make idle threats.
Sure.
Sociopaths don't. I have had some dealings with some true sociopaths, and even if it's to their own detriment, they're not bluffing most of the time. So she needs to watch her ass. But I mean, he went from being an asshole to a complete son of a bitch when he threatens her kids. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. And that's the last time we're going to talk about him.
Well, I got one more question.
Oh, what you got?
We might talk about him later.
XFL?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think Vince McMahon lets him in his organization. Not at all.
Even if you think, I mean, it might, I don't know. If he's trying to spike ratings in the very beginning and people...
We all know
maybe
now, especially now, getting into the show that as long as we have now, bad press is good press.
That's what I'm saying. XFL?
Yeah, but there is a certain line that would be crossed that would probably eliminate 50% of the possible your targets for watching your shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I like politics. I don't want them. I don't talk about them. And that's because you eliminate 50% of the people that can listen to your show. It limits the 50% of the people that like you because they automatically make judgments. That's why I don't like politics. Same shit with this. There's a line drawn, and if somebody crosses it, you're going to piss off at least 50% of the people that are going to be your target audience.
Yeah, when you think about Vince McMahon, most of their audience is kids.
Exactly.
And this guy threatened children.
Kids.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think Vince McMahon makes that jump. He's gonna get players that he's gonna market, even if they're not that good, because he's better at the marketing side of that, and he'll do better than the AAF. I still think they make it through a first season, and we'll see.
I think they will.
He at least has the money to get payroll
To
for the
payroll
first season.
for the first season. Exactly. So I'm not that worried. But moving on, let's get to the Raiders and the Vikings. Raiders go down 14-34 in Minnesota. The only thing I have to go over on that is Dalvin Cook is a fucking beast. Absolute fucking beast.
As long as he stays healthy.
That's true.
And the Raiders are not good.
And the Raiders are not good. Kirk Cousins, again, didn't really throw the ball very much, but he did have a touchdown pass today. 15 for 21, 174 yards and a touchdown. 27 for 34 was Derek Carr, but he actually had 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an INT. I'm not really impressed with the Raiders. Again, I still think they're one of those 3-win teams, but the Vikings, they may take that division. Ravens and Chiefs was the marquee game of Sunday. They built it up, and I watched that one.
I did watch that one.
How did you guys think that one went down?
I learned a lot from that game.
Okay, what'd you learn?
I learned that Patrick Mahomes is amazing.
He is?
He tore up one of the better defenses in the NFL.
Yes, he did.
More impressive, Lamar Jackson is a fucking stud.
He is a fucking stud.
You all laughed at me for taking him in the fantasy football draft.
I did
I
not
don't-
laugh at you that you took him. I said it was too early.
I took him in the 10th or 11th.
Oh, never mind. I didn't know.
Frank
That's
Clark-
perfect. Good job. Never mind.
Frank Clark busted through the line and came back around and smashed him from behind and could not bring him down. Mm-hmm. Our best pass rusher, who was paid to sack quarterbacks, rode on him piggyback. I mean, they whistled it dead because he had his arms tied up and shit, but could not get the guy to drop. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, he is fucking fast and athletic. The score, I think, is a little closer than what the game actually was. They had to do some coming back.
33-28 was the final.
And they had to rely on some...
They did the drop
running
kick.
Yeah.
They did do the drop.
But there were also some fucking circus catches that I was like, no fucking way
that happened.
They did that to extend some drives and that went on to score.
Yep.
But, so the Chiefs' defense, I think, was much improved.
I think they're improved, yeah.
Because I was looking at some of the pass coverages on some of those catches, and it's like they couldn't have played any better coverage.
No,
they were
glued onto
It was
him.
almost like the fucking ball went over, like through his hand or some shit.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson was 22 for 43 with 267 yards, but here's where he makes the difference. He had 8 attempts for rushing yards, 46 yards, and 1 touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, golden, 27 for 37, 374 yards with 3 touchdowns. Oh,
He's on pace again for another 50 touchdowns.
yes, he is, and somebody's going to lose a bet if he stays healthy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. In the year of the quarterback going down,
Yeah.
the guy who was on the fucking Madden cover hasn't gone down yet.
The thing with that game, too, watching that game from right out the opening gate, it looked like Baltimore was going to shove it right down their fucking throat. Because Baltimore went right down the field, no problem. And I didn't understand. They played that game like I play Madden. Like they were going for it on 4th and 1, 4th and 3.
2-point conversions.
2-point conversions,
Yeah.
all that.
3 times, and all 3 times stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that at
I
all.
didn't either.
But as soon as that first drive was over, and then Mahomes went down and did his thing, after that it was just it got out of hand there for a while.
The first 2-point conversion I understood because there was a penalty, which then put it at the 1-yard line instead of the 2.
Right.
So you would think with that, with Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram back there, somebody can just punch it through, and fucking Hitchens. Every time, fucking what is it? Mark Hitchens, linebacker for Anthony Hitchens, fucking made some amazing play. He came up all 3 times, stopping the fucking play.
Attaboy.
Love it.
Falcons at Indianapolis. Colts ended up pulling that one out, 27-24. Colts Colts, better team. Who do you think? I think this is. I just think this was a close game, and I still think the Falcons are going to be better than what people give them credit for this year.
I think the Colts are better than what people give them credit for.
And
Luck retiring like
Luck
that.
retiring, and Brissett is doing okay.
Yeah.
So I like that game.
I picked Brissett up as my backup on my fantasy team.
Good job, buddy.
And he would have done me just fine this week, too.
Good deal. The Broncos are terrible, and the Packers are doing well. Mm-hmm. So 16-27 in Green Bay. Any surprises?
No.
The first half, the Broncos gave him fits.
Yeah,
But then, I mean, it was pretty clear the better team emerged.
yeah, and it's at home in Green Bay. It's going to be hard to beat them. Mm-hmm. Dolphins at the Cowboys. They cover the spread. Cowboys cover the spread at
I
home.
don't know that you can make a spread big enough for this Dolphins
I
team.
don't either. They're the most god-awful team in the NFL.
They tried like hell that first half.
They held them a little bit, though.
Forced an interception. They scored 6 points.
Yeah, but they had opportunities they couldn't take care of because they just don't have the personnel to be able to do it.
No, they are not fielding a legitimate NFL team.
No, they're going to be...
And that is bullshit for their fans who bought season tickets.
Yep, I agree. Bengals at the Bills. Are the Bills for real?
They're 3-0, aren't they?
3-0, baby. Josh Allen. And
He's not so bad.
He's not so bad, but he's not so good either.
Yeah, he does enough.
Yeah, he does enough to get the W's, but it's 21-17. Yes, it was in Buffalo. We will see.
I'm trying to think who have they played so far? Who else? The Jets won them.
God damn it. Come on, Jeremy. You're making me work here. That's normally Jarek's job.
Yeah.
They
Jarek's
call him the
dog.
Jack.
I don't know how to fucking
jerk.
work this thing. God damn it. I can't fucking remember.
It doesn't matter.
I'm pulling it up anyway.
So I don't think they faced terribly stiff competition. I mean, the Bengals are not that good.
No, they're not. And that was a really, really close game, too. So, they played the Giants, beat the Giants.
But, I mean, that's 3 more wins than I thought they would have at this point in the season.
I don't know. I would pick them over the Giants.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's not bad.
He's not.
And he can run.
Yeah.
I don't think Allen's bad. I think the worst draft pick out of that class is probably Darnold. Or Rosen. I'd say Rosen. Rosen was the bad one.
Yeah.
Then Darnold.
Okay, this game I want to kind of dive into just a little bit. I got 2 that I want to dive into a little bit deeper than normal. But the New York Giants against the Buccaneers, and that is Daniel Jones' first start as an NFL quarterback. Who's wrong about Daniel Jones?
We don't know yet. It was the Buccaneers.
I know,
it was the Buccaneers kicker that beat him.
It was the Buccaneers, but the guy looked...
I was wrong about Matt Gay, apparently. That's who I was wrong about. That's who I wanted, the kicker out of Utah that the Bucs have.
Yeah, buddy. And we'll get to that in a second, but dude, Daniel Jones, 23 for 36, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
He ran 2 in, didn't he?
Also ran. He had 4 attempts at 28 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Motherfucker, holy shit.
Let's calm down.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Why don't you go grab a sandwich? Go to Subway.
Go grab a sandwich.
Smell some fresh baked bread.
But for what it's worth, at the end of this game, Tampa Bay came back. They only had, I want to say they had like 30 to 18 seconds. I can't even remember. It didn't have a whole hell of a lot of time after Daniel Jones had the Giants take the lead. Buccaneers had a crazy fucking catch by Mike Evans that put him in field goal range. They were actually 29 yards away. And Bruce Arians elected to take a 5-yard penalty to get it a little bit further back because apparently Matt Gay misses point-blank range field goals. He missed 2 extra points. 2 in that game. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So, but he also was 3 for 4, and he made everything. And I think his long was maybe, it was right around 50. Mm-hmm. But he misses the game-winning field goal. The Giants should not have won that game. They really should not have won that game.
Probably not. I think a big reason for Jones having such good numbers, too, was Saquon goes down in second quarter.
Yeah, they're forced to throw a lot.
Yeah, it's on him now.
And I also think that the offensive coordinators made a really good decision of trying to take the complicated playbook out and just kind of let him run certain plays that he knows they can move the ball.
And I think it's probably as much of a case to keep Eli there.
Yeah.
Just to keep, if this guy's going to be the starter going forward, to keep him grounded. Say what you want about Eli. If Eli didn't have the last name of Manning, he would have just been another decent quarterback. He wouldn't get all the shit that he gets.
Yeah.
But because he's not Peyton,
Right.
he catches a lot of hell for that. But one thing that you can say about him is that throughout his entire career, he has handled himself with dignity and poise and professionalism, and that's really what a young quarterback, a rookie quarterback, what he needs.
Right.
Two things. One, Jameis had a pretty decent game, 380 yards. Does he have a job next year? As a starter anywhere?
Who?
Jameis. I mean, it was a decent game, but it was the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what you do with Jameis Winston. Second thing, Shaq Barrett in that game. Shaq Barrett has, through the first 3 games of the NFL season, he has 8 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only one other player that's done that, which was Mark Gastineau.
Wow.
So, yeah. That's impressive.
Yeah, you're definitely on a
8 sacks in 3 games is fucking insane.
Yeah, we did mention that Saquon Barkley goes out early that
Yeah.
game. So yeah, but moving on to Carolina, Arizona. Carolina ends up winning 38-20.
On that Shaq Barrett thing, real quick, sorry.
What we got? Sorry.
The guys that have gotten close to that, in 1984, Mark Gastineau had 8 sacks in the first 3 games. The other guys to get close were 7.5 with Justin Houston in 13.
Warren Sapp.
Kevin Green was 7 in 98. Warren Sapp with 5.5 in 2000. Von Miller with 5 in 2016. Bruce Smith with 5 in 92 and 96. Lawrence Taylor and J.J. Watt both with 4.5 through the first 3 games. Yeah. That's some pretty fucking good company.
Yeah, that's good company right there.
And Derek Thomas had 7 in one game once against the Chargers. That's a record, yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Carolina at Arizona ended up beating Arizona 38-20. Kyle Allen comes in, does really, really well. 19 for 26, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns. Holy shit. Cam Newton done?
No.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think done, but I think they're going to give him plenty of time to heal.
Yeah,
they're going to give this guy another week.
Kyler Murray ended up going 173 yards, 30 for 43 with 2 touchdowns, but with 2 interceptions. So he showed his rookie card there. Listen, Cam Newton, they came out and they said, oh, no, the foot's fine. The foot's fine. He doesn't have a problem with the foot. Yet he is injured with a foot issue.
It's his plant foot, I believe.
Fuck, I don't care. I don't care. I don't think he's that injured. Can he play through it? Probably. If it came down to it, I think he could play through it this next coming week. And he would be doing the exact same shit that he's doing. I think the main problem is his arm. He's coming off of the same surgery that Andrew Luck had. And I don't think he's ready, period. And I think that right now, Allen is their best bet. And he's going to probably win them more games this season than Cam Newton at the helm. I'm going to say that.
Maybe.
My favorite part is that I got a quarterback that comes to a press conference in a fucking polo instead of dressing like a 70-year-old fucking woman with a sash on.
I don't care what the fuck he wears.
I don't necessarily care, but I'm just like, cool. We got some guy that, doesn't look ridiculous.
He could wear a strap on his head for all I fucking care. Just win the game.
That's actually Gardner Minshew. That's what he wears to press conferences.
Cam Newton his entire career hinges, I think, on one great season that he had where he was MVP.
Rookie year, wasn't it?
No, it was MVP season where he took him to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, and he got smoked.
And then fucking tanked going after that fumble, not going after the fumble.
Yeah.
But I've never been terribly high on him as a quarterback. He's been very, very inconsistent throughout his entire career.
I just don't like how high maintenance he is.
There's that too. The clothes do say a little something about the type of person he is.
Sure.
That he's got to stand out.
Yeah, I know.
And I guess if that's what got you there, fine. But when you're sucking shit, and you wear show-offy shit, that's what I always hated. I brought this up before with the Royals when they had Johnny Cueto. When he'd go out there and get fucking shelled in the regular season with that show-off fucking hair of
Yeah.
his. You look fucking stupid.
You sound old now.
You
Get a haircut, hippie.
well,
and get off my lawn.
yes, get a haircut, shave that fucking beard, you goddamn beatnik.
Hey, fuck off. So anyways, the Steelers are terrible. 49ers, they're 3-0, but I'm a little bit shaky on that. The Texans go into LA, beat the Chargers.
Chargers may not be what we
They
thought
may
they
not
were.
be what we thought they were.
Is this a Melvin Gordon solved issue?
No,
No,
no.
I don't think so. either.
Eckler's not bad, man. He's just not.
No, he's not.
Who won the Dolphins game?
The other team.
Dallas.
Dallas.
We already went over
Cowboys.
that.
I know. I have a question though because we missed that. And this is, and I know Dallas fans are going to love this question. In my opinion, the NFC is wide open.
Okay.
With Drew Brees hurt.
Okay.
I think if there's, I was talking about this last night with some guys, and I think that if there's any year that Dallas has a shot at making it to the Super Bowl, I think it's this year.
I'm going to change. My pick has changed for the NFC East. I think Dallas probably wins the NFC
Dallas
East.
runs away with
I
that
think
division.
Dallas runs away with it now.
The Eagles are not as good as what I thought they were going to be.
No.
And it seems like that team just needs a little tweak.
What team?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, something like that.
But
they need
I-
a fucking running
They
game. For
need
the love
a,
of
I
God.
mean,
Yeah.
they need a Nick Foles.
They do need Nick Foles
That right now, that looks like the wrong decision. Granted, Foles is hurt, but that first game he's looked better in that little brief stint than Carson Wentz has.
That is absolutely correct. And we said that long time ago, months ago.
But I just think, and I know you guys hate him. I don't. I could care less about Dallas one way or the other. But I just think that this could be the year, if they have any year to get there, which it's wide open as this NFC is. I think, and granted, they've played 3 bad teams,
Very bad teams.
but
I need something very heavy to throw at you.
I think this could be the year that Dallas. I'm going to change my pick for the Super Bowl right now and say it's
That's all I got.
and out of the NFC, and I'm going to say it's Dallas.
Out of the NFC to go to the Super Bowl.
Out of the NFC, I would say Dallas.
It's not out of the question just simply because nature has a way of going out of its way to piss me off.
Dallas and New England.
Oh no.
New England
it's
is
not-
just so goddamn methodical.
It's not that I hate them. I don't hate the Dallas Cowboys. I think they have a decent team. They should be proud of what they have. Not gonna happen. Not this year. Not the Super Bowl.
If there's a year, it's this year.
Okay, if there is a year,
But-
it could be this year, but it's not going to be.
I guess who competes with them? I mean, who there is no runaway favorite in the NFC.
We'll get
That
there.
division's bad. That gets them possibly a first round bye.
They would get smoked by the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Oh yes, not he didn't say win the Super Bowl.
I
He
said in the
get-
Super Bowl.
Okay.
Get to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I can't think of anybody
Why did
in
you
the
have to
NFC.
bring this question up now?
I can't think of anybody in the NFC who's just gonna shut them the fuck down.
Uh,
Not anybody you could depend on to do it.
St. Louis Rams, 1.
No. Did you see
Chicago,
St. Louis?
Chicago Bears, 2. I'll keep going. Seattle Seahawks, 3.
Chicago's got trouble.
Royce
won
Freeman
big, but
was
they got
able to.
trouble.
Royce Freeman was able to run on Chicago, and Elliott's way better than Royce Freeman. Chicago, that Mitch Trubisky can't keep the defense off of
Why
the
don't
field.
we get there first? God damn it! L.A. Rams going to Cleveland, beat the shit out of them. Cleveland's overrated. Moving on.
The most surprising part in that game.
Oh.
Zerline missed a 48-yard field goal badly. I mean, he fucking booted that fucker way off to the right in a way that I never thought. That guy is fucking automatic.
Yeah.
Greg the leg.
Greg the
Yeah.
leg.
I don't know
Jesus.
why. I don't know why they don't run that ball with Chubb with first and goal inside the 10.
I don't either. Going to the your team's game. There you go. Bears Redskins. I watched this game.
I did too.
You worked for some of it, but all I can hear the commentators say was that the numbers, the actual numbers for Trubisky were going to be false. Like they look good on paper, but in
His whole
reality,
season last year
they're
was that.
fucking shit.
It's an illusion. He is not a good quarterback.
He is not a good quarterback. He went 25 for 31, 231 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
30% of his touchdowns last year came in 2 games.
Okay, I get that. However, let me point out what the Chicago Bears offense was. They were 5-yard passes, 7-yard passes, point blank passes because Trubisky cannot throw.
At one point in the game, he was 7 of 9 for like 57 yards.
Yeah, and the touchdown catch.
That's the first one
Taylor,
was a dink.
That Gabriel one.
Which one? All three of them were him.
Oh, that's right. The one that was an amazing catch by Gabriel on the sideline right before the half. That was not necessarily an excellent throw. That was an excellent catch by Gabriel.
That was probably his best throw.
That was his best throw of the game, though.
I think he was trying to throw it away.
Probably. And Gabriel just all of a sudden fucking caught it.
I really do. I think he went, oh, fuck, that's coming to me.
Exactly.
I think that's the only reason that ball got thrown deep was because it was right at the end of the half.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that pass isn't going to get made.
You're probably right, actually.
Nagy doesn't think he can do it. It was the same type of play calling. You need to get Montgomery the ball more. Montgomery looks good. Montgomery will not go down, and he seems to, when you think he's done, he finds some small little crease, and he'll churn through for another 2 or 3 yards.
Yep. How
do you not give him the ball?
How they did not give him the ball later in the game, especially when they had a lead, I'm kind of shocked, actually.
He needs 25 touches a game.
Here's the thing about Trubisky is that you can have a successful team with a dink and dunk quarterback, but he can't hit guys in stride.
No.
And that's what he needs to do. They can get some good fucking yards after catch.
Yeah.
If he would hit them in stride, but they're having to fucking go back behind him.
Yeah.
That fade route was fucking atrocious, where he threw the pick and the goal on the goal line, and to Allen Robinson. It was supposed to be a corner fade, and Allen Robinson had him beat, and Josh Norman gave up on Robinson and just ran towards the ball because the ball was underthrown so badly.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, he would make a backup somewhere.
Yeah.
He would make a bad backup.
Yeah.
Not even a good one.
I don't know that he's a legitimate NFL quarterback.
I would take every team starting quarterback over him. I would take Case Keenum over him. I would take
Josh Rosen.
Kirk Cousins. He's not a starting quarterback. Fitzpatrick, I'd take over him.
Rosen started this week.
He started this week.
Did he start?
Yes, he did.
I'd probably take Josh Rosen over him. I think Rosen has more upside.
You're probably right, though.
I think he's a better passer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Who would you rather have, Case Keenum or Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott.
Oh, Dak Prescott. Right now, Dak.
I said Case Keenum over the weekend just to piss somebody off. It was really fun.
Oh, God. Yeah, Dak Prescott all day.
I would take Dak Prescott, too.
Last year, 2 years ago, Case Keenum. Now, Dak Prescott.
Derek Carr, Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Okay. There was one more that I was going to have. God damn it. Who the fuck was it?
Gardner Minshew.
Nope, Nick Foles. Nick Foles in a Dallas
Nick
Foles in a Dallas uniform or Dak Prescott?
Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles.
Love you guys. You guys are awesome.
But yeah, Dak is definitely trying to earn that contract next year. Mm-hmm. Dak is trying to earn that contract.
To get that $40 million.
Well, in order to earn that contract, he's got to win games and maybe make it to a Super Bowl.
He's
smoking fucking pot over there.
Okay.
All right, but we're going to move on to our segment that we like to do every week, and it's called our NFL Locks of the Week.
The Unfiltered Sportscast Locks of the Week.
Okay, so this is our Unfiltered Locks of the Week. We like to pick next week's games and see which one we can have make a guarantee or close to a guarantee. I don't think any of these are going to be guarantees, but we're going to start off with Mr. Derek. Mr. Rec, what do you got there, buddy?
My lock of the week this week, since I did so good last week and week 1, I'm 1-2 right now, but my lock of the week this week is Baltimore over Cleveland. At Baltimore.
Yeah.
I love Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
I know
badass.
Cleveland just came out and played a really good game against the Rams, and I know the Ravens didn't look great again. They looked good against the Chiefs. They didn't look great, but I just think that team's so superior. Division games are always tough because they always play each other a little harder, I feel like. Yeah. But I find it hard to bet against. Ingram looks fucking phenomenal this year.
He does.
Lamar Jackson looks good. Baker Mayfield doesn't look the same. They did the stats with Mayfield when he gets rid of it quick.
Yes.
He's good.
Good.
But if he has to hang on to the ball,
that's because their offensive line is atrocious, and I don't necessarily think they played a very good game. I really don't. I like that lock of the week pick.
So that's and if you look at the last game too, and that last red zone thing that we were kind of chatting about, those 4 passes, none to OBJ.
Yeah.
None of them.
Yeah.
So I like Baltimore this game.
I agree. What do you got there, Jeremy?
Did you almost call me Derek?
I think he
I
did.
dare. I said dare.
Dare Jeremy.
We got dare, Jeremy.
Dare me.
Pissed me off.
That's
Yeah.
what Scotty's sister calls us whenever we're tag teaming the shit out of her.
I'm going to take the Rams over the Buccaneers.
That's such a fucking cheap pick.
It's a safe. Undefeated over here. I'm a regular fucking Marciano, okay?
No shit. But when you keep on taking the fucking chalk, of course you're going to be undefeated.
It's a lock of the week.
I'm
it's
2-1.
not supposed to be your fucking challenge game. Not supposed to be a real difficult decision. It's a lock of the week.
I'm surprised you didn't take the game the Dolphins are in. Who the fucking Dolphins play?
Chargers?
Maybe that's who I should pick.
I think the Dolphins might actually lose to the bye week this year.
But
I got the bye. That's going to be my lock of the week that
gonna be
week.
your
Yeah.
lock
they will be the
bye week over the
first team
Dolphins.
first team to go
0-17.
0-17.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I am going to put my money where my mouth is.
On my dick.
Get your wallet out and start sucking.
No.
I'm going to get $8 and a blowjob.
I am going to take Teddy Bridgewater over Dak Prescott this week. The Cowboys go to New Orleans and play the Saints.
Is that Monday night? Or Sunday night?
No, that's still Sunday night.
Sunday
It's
night game?
there's actually two. No, there's just one. There's one. Sorry, my bad. I was looking at the bye weeks. Sunday night game, Cowboys at New Orleans.
What about the bi-curious weeks? Bikes! Bikes!
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys getting beat by the Saints. I should have taken the Saints last week because that's actually what happened. They went into Seattle, so they're coming off of a win. That's more work for Teddy Bridgewater to work with the offense. Again, they have so many goddamn release valves. And the other thing is that New Orleans has a decent defense now. They're not awful. They're not atrocious. And they're going to be the best defense so far that the Dallas Cowboys have faced. So let's go. Let's see what happens. Let's put our money where our mouth is and let's go. Because I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are as good as everybody thinks they are.
Okay.
Lock of the week. Cool.
Very, very aggressive.
All right.
Sorry. But you can see our other picks for...
Take about 20% off there, bud.
Sorry, my bad.
Dial it back there, Squirrely Dan.
My bad. But you can also see the other picks that we're going to have. We are going to start doing a pre-game show at Vorsage's Lounge here in Wichita, Kansas every Thursday before the Thursday night football game, so you can come out and check us out there.
Because we're way more interesting than the guys on TV.
I know, shit. We definitely make it a little bit more fun, at least.
And we're talking about what, 6:45? We're thinking about starting doing this.
Yeah, and
That's
it starts
about the
this
time
Thursday.
Wheel of Fortune's on, and that show's never been good.
Never at all.
Not once.
What a loser show that is.
Unless you win the whole fucking thing. But anyways, guys, this is also another segment that we keep getting positive reinforcement about. We share this as I'm going to start sharing it as a poll, actually. But who would you? Sorry, this is the shitty situation.
Kelly Clarkson.
Okay, so this is what we like to call the shitty situation. It is basically our rendition of Would You Rather. And today's shitty situation is, would you rather have the face of your franchise be O.J. Simpson or Antonio Brown?
Jeremy?
Oh, Jeremy.
I would go with O.J. Simpson in a fucking heartbeat.
He killed people.
Yes, he did.
Allegedly.
The only,
Or you could have Aaron Hernandez in that, too.
Oh, shit, you could.
well, but okay. I would rather actually someone be a murderer than someone who rapes and threatens children. That, you know,
You gotta go so dark with it.
well, but that's what he is. That's OJ, to the best of my knowledge, didn't rape anybody.
That you
and
know of.
let's be honest with it. The two people he murdered, they were asking for it.
This is so fucking hard. This is so hard, dude.
But I'll tell you what, Antonio Brown wasn't in no fucking Naked Gun movies.
That's true.
We're talking 2,000-yard Buffalo Bill here. And he didn't do his shit while he was playing for the team.
That's true.
So I don't associate him as much with the Bills as I do Leslie Nielsen.
Okay. All right, Derek.
I'm going to go Antonio Brown.
Are you really?
Yes. A couple of reasons. Number one, Super Bowls.
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
he's won Super Bowls, and he's arguably one of the top players at his position. Two, I don't like a lot of juice unless it's got liquor in it. So there's that as well. And really, who writes a book that said I didn't do it, but if I did do it, here's how I would have done it? Now I will change my pick if Antonio Brown writes a book that says I didn't rape and threaten, but if I did rape and threaten, here's how I would rape and threaten. Then I would go with Antonio Brown. Or not OJ. Then I would go with OJ Simpson.
I'll tell you who writes that book. A murderer. That's who.
I mean, granted, OJ could just slash through the defense like no other.
Oh, man.
No pun intended.
Just knife right through him.
Yeah, he just right like a hot knife through flesh. But yeah, I would say Antonio Brown, and I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm kind of with you because of at this point that we are recording this show, allegedly he has done this.
Oh, but I mean, just even in general, not even that, but he's the fact that he's just such a diva, demanding trades and demanding money and all that. But I
would also. Oh God, that's so tough though.
That's a hard one.
That is a very, very hard one. I would rather take Antonio Brown because he didn't kill anybody. He didn't fucking kill
Technically,
anybody.
OJ got off though.
He did it.
But then he robbed and he got in trouble for kidnapping and robbing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Antonio Brown.
I'm gonna
in this
say
particular point.
At this point in time, hide your kids, hide your wife. I'm taking Antonio Brown up in here.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's got that bitchin' Bronco.
He does have that bitch.
Actually, no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't actually.
They auctioned that off just here recently,
Did
a couple of years ago.
Somebody actually bought that shit.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, it went for like $750,000.
Oh my fucking God!
Well, it's a part of history. I mean,
Antonio Brown bought it.
you probably, yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. And
That's where he sends all
probably
his
true.
text messages from.
He bought it as a
Right there in
gift.
the front seat.
Bought it as a gift for Aaron Hernandez's wife. So
Oh, that's even worse.
Oddly enough, that thing will not go more than 20 miles an hour. It's fucking Fords.
Shut up. But anyways, guys, that's all I have. Any of you guys have anything at all?
Actually, I was wanting to do this a couple of weeks ago, and I just flat out fucking forgot.
What'd you forget?
My younger cousin, Abby, teenager now.
is she a mutant Ninja Turtle?
I wish. Jesus,
That
I wish.
would be fucking sweet.
She's fucking close.
Christ.
She, surprise, is now the, I believe, 7-time state powerlifting champion
No shit.
in her age class. Yeah.
Does she listen to the show?
No, but I think her dad does.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, congrats to her. She's actually, there's talk of Olympic hopeful.
Holy
her,
shit!
yes.
Nice.
Well, she does come from the gene pool of the 1984 Kingman County T-ball Defensive
Right.
Player of the Year.
Correctamundo.
So
It's
there
right
is
there in her
definitely
genes,
athletics in that DNA strands.
But I mean, she has stuck with this. It's got to be the most boring fucking thing because there's 2 different lifts. Well, actually, just the same lift, but they do one of them you stop in the middle.
Yeah.
Before going up. But I mean, she has stuck with this since she was like in kindergarten.
Wow.
And she is really good. She's tiny, but goddamn, she's strong. She's very good.
That's
at
really
it.
nice of you, man. That's
and,
really awesome.
I'm very proud of her. Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you called that out on the show. How about you, Derek? Anything?
No, I'm
you're-
just fat.
No, you're just you're just absolutely worthless.
I'm just a big tub of shit. I'd like to make that announcement. I'm really lethargic, and sometimes it just looks like parts of my body just sitting on other parts of my body lazily.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is the show today, folks. Do us a favor and check out our sponsor, which is StrikeForceEnergy.com. It keeps us up while we do this shit. If you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hard
I
right
knew
now.
it. What do you
You're hard right now?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'll be damn.
hard
Well,
as
he
fuck.
is.
It is a great product. It's an energy drink that comes
That
in
extra
little
4 inches.
Fuck.
Really
It comes
showing.
in little packets in a box of 10 of those little packets that you can mix with any particular beverage. They have 0 calories, 0 sugars, and just the same amount of caffeine as a regular cup of Joe.
Not even like a a bulletproof coffee or a Nitro Express or whatever the fuck, a mocha chocolate bullshit?
No.
No? All right.
I don't know. I don't know how much caffeine's in that shit, but just a regular one.
All right. Fair enough.
Check them out at strikeforceenergy.com. Use the promo code No More Cans.
When you say a cup, do you mean a coffee cup or like a nut cup?
like a nut cup, it's about the same size.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I can fit my nuts into a coffee cup.
Can you? Yeah. Congratulations.
I know, right?
And his dick into a shot glass.
Doesn't hit the bottom.
No, but it can almost hit the sides.
Oh, shit. All right, but check them out, strikeforceenergy.com.
Saying you got a small dick and balls is what he's saying, Scotty.
Yeah.
Use the promo code No More Cans for 20% off of your order. They deliver everywhere across the entire world. I've got a whole bunch of military friends that have been using them for years and swear by them. So check them out again, strikeforceenergy.com. All right, gentlemen, and off to Thursday, where we're going to make a couple more predictions. You can find us. We are actually going to be recording live on Facebook Live this Thursday, 6:45. We will be at Vorshay's Lounge, which is 417 East Douglas Avenue here in Wichita, Kansas. Come check them out. They will have drink specials. We don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. But we were invited to come and turn that really high upscale swanky place into an absolute degenerate bar for Thursday night football, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can come up and talk to us. Jeremy's not going to be able to make every single one of them, but I believe he's going to try his best and make
I'm going to sure try and be there this Thursday, and I'll be as many as I possibly
many
can.
as he possibly can. But after the show, we're not going to obviously record the episode during the football game. We want to sit around, especially with fans, and talk about football and go from there. So you can.
I might get drunk and scream at the TV.
That's a very good possibility. It happens quite often, and so you can actually experience that and put that up on social media and
Especially at Wheel of Fortune. He gets real pissed.
Yeah, exactly. He gets really mad about that.
Fuck
shit.
you, say Jack. You owe me money.
But guys, you can also check us out on Facebook, which our Facebook page is the Unfiltered Sportscast. You can also follow us on Twitter, which is at Unfiltered Crew. The Instagram page is the Unfiltered Sportscast, I still believe. And our YouTube channel is Unfiltered Sportscast. So do us a favor. You guys are our advertising. If you like us, do us a favor and tell your friends. But if you don't like us...
We hope Jason Pierre-Paul teaches your kids fireworks safety.
I'm going to do one now. Go.
Okay.
I'm going to take Derek's spot on this one.
Gotcha. If you don't like us...
Give your balls a tug.
If you don't like us...
Tell your enemies.
Until next time, guys.
Take that filter off and make it dirty.
We'll see you. Take care.